Hey everybody, my name is VJ and welcome to Santube 3D. So I recently made a video showing people how to slice models, as you can see here, using Meshmixer, which is a free program. And I've been getting a lot of comments and questions on how to print aligning pins. What are aligning pins, you say? Well, so this is an aligning pin right here, guys. What you use this for is, if you can see on this model right here and this model right here, since I'm printing something big, I want something to hold it in place, so the aligning pin slides right on in. And this is the shoe part that just goes right on top right there. So if you notice, it's actually holding it together. I can still rotate it, but when I glue it, it's not going to move. So aligning pins have multiple uses, and there's different ways you can use them. So you print the model, you get the indentation on both of your prints, and then you use an aligning pin. That's one way of using this. Another way you can use this is you can actually print it just like that. So this model, when it prints, it'll print the shoe, it'll print the top part, and then all you do is just put that piece on. But if you're trying to print models where you want mobility, I would recommend doing it this way, because when you put the aligning pins in and you get a tight fit on it, you can actually turn it around. So I've actually reduced the size of this a little bit compared to the whole size. Because I just needed something that can go into place, and I'm going to show you guys how to do both of these. So let's jump right into Meshmixer, and I'll show you how to do that next. So once you've opened up Meshmixer, go ahead and load in your model, and then the next thing you need to do is figure out where you're actually going to cut the model at. So for me, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right here. So what I'm going to do is click on Edit. I'm going to go to Plane Cut, and it's going to bring up this little window here, or the screen. It looks like a netting. You're going to raise it to wherever you want the model to be cut. For me, it's going to cut the model right there. This is very important, guys, right here. You want to click on cut type and keep both, because you do not want to lose one of the models, the top or bottom. So hit accept. Nothing happens yet because you got to click on separate shells. Once you click on separate shells, you'll notice that the model will be cut into two pieces, which is exactly what we want. We got the top piece here and the bottom piece here. So the first method that I'm going to show you guys is where you print the aligning pin separately, and the two models have an indentation on it. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the top piece because I don't want to see it at this point. So you click on this little eye icon and it disappears. So we're going to be looking at just this part right here. From here, you're going to click on Meshmixer. This is just a quick note. If you would like your model to move once the aligning pin is in place, you probably want to print this one. If you want it to be stationary, you want to print this one, which would be like a square because you can't really rotate a square. So I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to place it right there. Now if you notice, you have this little circle here which allows you to move it, and this little piece right here actually adjusts the size of it. That's one way of doing it, but I prefer just to go here on the left on dimensions and adjust it that way. So once I've done the pin, I'm going to go and look around. So one thing you guys want to make sure is, once you've adjusted the size, you want to place the pin to where it's inside the model. So if you notice right here, the pin actually sticks out the model a little bit, which we don't want. So you want this to be inside. And you want to check all sides to make sure it's not sticking out from anywhere. This pin's actually a little too big for my taste. I'm going to make it smaller. And it's right in the center, so we're good to go. Go ahead and hit accept. Once you do that, you'll notice another model popped up, which is the aligning pin itself. So what we need to do here is duplicate the pin, and this is very important, guys, why you don't want to move your model. You go down here, make sure the pin is selected. To duplicate, you're going to click on it, notice another copy got made, and you're going to print one more copy. Okay, so you got 3 copies of this pin, and I'll show you why. So you can't see the other pins, correct, at this point, but if I take this right here, if I click on the very first one, I can actually move this pin out. And you notice here, you actually have another pin. So there's 2 pins in the place here, which we're going to use in a minute. So this I do need to put aside because that's the pin we're going to print in a little bit separately. So go ahead and hit OK. Now this is the very important part. You want to click on the model first, hold down the shift key, click on the aligning pin. Once you do that, you're going to go to Boolean difference. You're going to click on that. It will change color, don't freak out, that's not a problem. Click on auto reduce, unclick that, and then check off use intersection curves. Once you do that, go ahead and hit accept, and for you it looks like nothing really happened, but if you look on the right, your 3 copies or 2 copies went down to just 1 original and 1 copy. You'll notice the pin that we used, Meshmixer actually used it to make a mold or a hole of how the pin's gonna go. So that's your first hole right there. And here is the other pin still in its place. That's why it's very important not to move the model. If you move the top piece or the bottom piece, then this pin alignment is going to be off. So we're just going to repeat the process here. We're going to click on the top piece, hold down the shift key, click on the aligning pin, again, difference, uncheck auto, check use intersections, and if you notice already, there is the groove or indentation that you're going to be putting the aligning pin on. Once you hit accept, now you're just down to 3 models. You got your top piece, bottom piece, and the actual aligning pin, which is right here. Now there is still one more step we need to do to this. Okay, so what you want to do now is we need to make this pin just a little bit smaller. So the best way I can explain it to you is if you have a 1-inch hole and a 1-inch rod that you're trying to put in there, it's not going to fit because 1 inch can't go into 1 inch. So you need to make this a little bit smaller. So you click on the model itself. You can click here or up here. You're going to go to edit. You're going to go to transform. Make sure uniform scaling is on. And it doesn't matter which one you change. You can change X, Y, or Z. I just chose X because it's right there. Once you change it to 4, you don't want to change too much because this is in millimeters, so 4 should be good. Just click outside of it and everything will change. You notice the pin got a little smaller. You hit accept. And that's it, guys. You're all set. Now, if you want, you can actually move the model to take a look at it because everything has been done. So for the leg part or the bottom piece, you got the hole right there. And for the top piece, you got the hole right there, and then this pin is actually going to sit right there and the top piece is going to slide on. So that's the very first way or the first method of doing it. Now I'm going to show you a different way where the pin actually will be right here and the hole will be on this one. So let me jump into that. Alright guys, for the second method is very simple, just like the first. Once you load in your model, what you want to do is head over to edit, plane cut, figure out where you want to cut. Again, very important, keep both, hit accept, and then separate shells, and you'll notice there are your 2 pieces right there. You got your bottom and your top. Now on this one, it's actually a little bit easier because we're only going to be printing 2 aligning pins. So what I want to do is pick the bottom, get rid of the top by hitting the eye icon. I'm going to click on Meshmixer. I'm going to pick which shape I want, place it right there, turn down the dimension, and look around to make sure it's not sticking out, which it is right there. So I'm going to go ahead and center that. And once it's centered and I'm happy with the placement, I'm going to go ahead and hit accept. Now, what we're going to do is click on this model or the aligning pin again. We're going to duplicate it. And then for this part, we're only going to need 2. Again, you can't see it because they're both sitting right there. Okay, so once we do that, let's go ahead and bring out the top model and get rid of the bottom. If you notice, the pin's right there. We're going to repeat the same steps. You're going to click on the top, hold down the shift, click on the aligning pin. We're going to go to the difference, uncheck auto reduce like we did in the first one, and check off the use intersection for curves, hit accept. Now you're not going to see anything at this point, but if I hide the model, there is your indentation or hole that the aligning pin is going to slide into. So we're done with the top piece on this one. We want to work with the bottom, so let's get rid of that. Let's bring this back into place, and let's bring the pin back into place as well. So click on those icons, so this is what you have at the bottom. Again, because the hole is 1 inch, you can't have a 1 inch aligning pin. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go to Edit, Transform, and I'm just going to change this from a 5 to a 4. Click outside of it, it changes everything, hit accept. Okay, and this is the final part to it. You click on the legs or the bottom piece of the model, hold down the shift key, click on the alignment, and you're going to click on combine. And when you do that, watch what happens over here. When you hit combine, you're down to just 2 models again. So you got your bottom piece, which has the aligning pin built into it because you combine the 2 together. Then you have the top piece, which actually has the whole indentation on it. And that's it, guys. That's how you do the aligning pins, and this is just a closer look at it. If you notice. And there you go. That's how you print aligning pins, either onto the model or separate from the model with the indentions in the model so they fit together in place. Alright guys, so that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys found this helpful. I know it helped me a lot, so I just wanted to share this knowledge out there with you guys. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, guys. If you didn't like it, then hey, you know what? It is what it is. Give it a down. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and consider hitting the subscribe button, guys. And if you guys are in the market for new 3D printers or filaments, anything 3D printing related, there's some affiliate links down below that you guys can use with some coupons to give you a price break, and it really helps the channel out when you shop through our affiliate links. Question, comments, please leave them down below. I'll get back to every single one of you guys. If you ran into any problems, or if there's another program out there that you guys think is better than Meshmixer as far as printing aligning pins, please let me know so we can share that with the community. And like always, guys, we'll see you next print.